Have you ever felt weighed down by expectations, both from yourself and the world around you? What if ancient wisdom could shed light on the hidden struggles many women face and guide you towards strength and inner peace? Picture this. You're juggling a demanding job, taking care of your loved ones, and trying to make space for self-care, all while battling that nagging voice in your head that questions, am I enough? I've seen friends, family, and even myself get caught in these cycles of stress and self-doubt. It was only when I discovered Stoicism, a philosophy once practiced by Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, that I began to understand these challenges not as flaws, but as areas for growth. Stay with me as we uncover 10 hidden weaknesses many women struggle with, and how Stoicism can offer powerful tools for navigating them with resilience and grace. By the end of this video, you'll have insights that not only reveal these hidden struggles, but also empower you to transform them into strengths. Number 1. Emotional overload. Understanding and managing emotional reactions. Women over 35 often find themselves at the intersection of caregiving, career demands, and personal expectations. The ability to feel deeply and empathize is a gift, but it can become a burden when every worry, disappointment, or emotional moment sticks to you like a weight. Picture this. A long day managing work, caring for family, and supporting friends leaves you exhausted, yet as you lie down to sleep, your mind races with thoughts of everyone else's needs. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This teaching underscores the importance of emotional boundaries, especially for those juggling the complexities of middle age and beyond. Think of how often you've let another person's troubles seep into your own heart. While it's natural to care, Stoicism teaches that constantly absorbing others' emotions diminishes your capacity to help meaningfully. What if, instead, you acknowledged, "I care deeply, but I must also care for myself to be truly present"? This perspective can be life-changing, allowing you to navigate the emotional tides of life without being swept under. Reflect on how different your days could be if you practice taking brief pauses throughout them, moments where you consciously detach and remind yourself, "This emotion does not control me." This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you maintain your strength so you can care effectively. Picture the calm that could replace your nightly worry, knowing you've done what you could and chosen not to carry what isn't yours. Embracing emotional regulation with Stoic wisdom can free your mind and recharge your spirit for the days ahead. Number 2. Seeking external validation. As we age, the need for external validation may become more subtle, but it doesn't always disappear. It can manifest in concerns about how you're perceived at work, within your social circles, or even in the eyes of family. From childhood, many women were conditioned to believe that their worth is connected to others' approval, whether it's in their professional achievements, parenting choices, or physical appearance. This expectation can become a hidden chain that pulls you away from a fulfilling life. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This radical idea pushes us to consider whose validation truly matters. Ask yourself, when I make decisions, am I acting from my own values or out of fear of what others will think? This question becomes even more relevant as we grow older, when it's easy to feel the need to prove we're still relevant or capable. Imagine the freedom of making choices rooted in self-assurance rather than external approval. If you've ever felt torn between following your gut and playing it safe to avoid judgment, Stoicism offers a path forward. By focusing on your internal compass and acting with integrity, you build a life that resonates with your true self. Reflect on how this mindset shift could transform your daily experiences. Would you spend less time second-guessing your decisions or worrying about being misunderstood? Picture a version of yourself that trusts in your actions and makes peace with not pleasing everyone. This inner alignment brings a newfound sense of peace, especially as you focus on what truly matters in the later chapters of life. Number 3. Fear of judgment. One hidden weakness that can surface prominently as women age is the fear of judgment. Whether it's about lifestyle choices, appearance, or career paths, the pressure to conform to societal norms doesn't magically disappear after 35. In some ways, it intensifies. You may find yourself worrying about how others see your decisions, from the way you handle your role as a mother or grandmother to choices around retirement or new life goals. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Reflect on the last time you hesitated to try something new, maybe a hobby, a style change, or even a career shift, because you were worried about what others would think. The Stoic approach urges us to detach from the noise and embrace the truth that only our actions aligned with our values matter. If you're living your life in a way that reflects your authentic self, the opinions of others hold little weight. Emotionally, releasing this fear can be empowering. Ask yourself, what would I pursue if I no longer cared about judgment? How would my relationships change if I expressed my true thoughts without the filter of others' expectations? Embracing this principle may mean taking risks or facing temporary discomfort, but the reward is living in a way that honors your essence. Imagine yourself surrounded by friends or family, speaking your mind freely and making decisions with confidence. Think of the peace that comes from knowing that while others may judge, it's your life, built on your terms, that truly matters. This mindset nurtures a more courageous approach to life, making each day richer and more aligned with who you are at the core. Number 4. Difficulty in saying no. As women grow older, responsibilities often compound. Between work, family obligations, and social expectations, the word no can feel impossible to utter. Yet, constantly saying yes leads to overextension, stress, and resentment. The Stoics believed in preserving one's inner tranquility above all else. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Think of the last time you agreed to take on an extra task or commitment, even though it stretched you too thin. You might have done it out of kindness or a sense of obligation, but at what cost? The hidden weakness of always being available chips away at your peace and energy, leaving little room for self-care or pursuits that truly matter. Saying no is not about being selfish. It's about honoring your limits so you can show up fully when it truly counts. Ask yourself, how would your life change if you could confidently say no when needed? How would it impact your relationships, your health, and your sense of balance? When you practice saying no in a kind and assertive way, you reclaim your power. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to accommodating everyone else, but over time, you'll notice how this simple act brings peace. Imagine explaining to a friend, "I'd love to help, but I need to recharge tonight." The respect that comes from others when you set boundaries is matched only by the self-respect you gain. Empower yourself by learning that saying no doesn't make you less kind or valuable. It makes you wiser and stronger. Number 5. Overthinking and its toll on mental peace. Women in their middle years often carry a full spectrum of life experiences that contribute to overthinking. The mind loops through past regrets, present worries, and future uncertainties. This mental habit can turn peaceful evenings into restless nights. Marcus Aurelius captured this perfectly when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The practice of Stoicism reminds us that overthinking robs us of the present moment and our ability to act effectively. Think about how many times you found yourself replaying an awkward conversation or worrying about how others perceived something you did. These mental loops are exhausting, taking up energy that could be spent enjoying life or focusing on what truly matters. The Stoics taught that if a problem has a solution, worrying achieves nothing, and if it doesn't, worrying changes nothing. Emotionally, overthinking can feel overwhelming, as if your mind is an endless maze. Ask yourself, how much more peace could I feel if I allowed myself to step out of that maze, even for a moment? One practical Stoic exercise is to remind yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, act on it. Imagine ending your day with the ability to unwind, knowing you've done what you can and that the rest is beyond your control. How would this change your mental state and your interactions with loved ones? A quieter mind means more present conversations, more restful sleep, and a greater sense of inner peace. Number 6. Perfectionism as a double-edged sword. Perfectionism is a hidden struggle that affects many women, particularly those aged 35 and older, who have spent decades striving for success in their careers, families, and personal lives. On the surface, the pursuit of excellence seems admirable, but when it crosses into perfectionism, it becomes a relentless critic that leaves little room for joy or satisfaction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Perfection of character consists in this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense." This Stoic lesson underscores that striving for flawlessness can be an exhausting pursuit that distances us from true contentment. Think about how many times you've worked late into the night, perfecting a report, planning the ideal family event, or stressing over details that others wouldn't notice. While aiming for high standards can be positive, the trap of perfectionism lies in the belief that if everything isn't perfect, then it's not good enough. The Stoics remind us that excellence doesn't require flawlessness, it requires presence and effort. Emotionally, letting go of perfectionism can feel like an impossible task because it's often tied to self-worth. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I allowed myself to be good enough instead of perfect? Would I enjoy my time more, laugh more freely, or spend more relaxed moments with the people I love? Accepting that perfection is an illusion opens space for peace and genuine happiness. Reflect on your day-to-day life. If you started each task knowing that your best effort was enough, how would it change your relationship with your work, your family, and yourself? Allowing yourself the grace to be imperfect can lead to greater resilience and a deeper appreciation for life's imperfect moments. Number 7. Empathy to a fault. Empathy is a powerful and beautiful trait, especially in women who are nurturing mothers, caring partners, and supportive friends. However, there's a hidden weakness in having too much empathy. It can lead to emotional fatigue and self-neglect. When you're constantly putting others first, your own needs fall by the wayside, leaving you feeling depleted. Seneca noted, "You must live for yourself before you can live for another." Think of how often you've dropped everything to help a friend or stayed up worrying about a loved one's troubles, all while neglecting your own mental and emotional health. While compassion is vital, Stoicism reminds us to balance it with self-care. Overextending empathy can mean taking on the emotions of others to the point where it impacts your own well-being. Practicing balanced compassion means being present for others while acknowledging when you need to step back to recharge. Emotionally, creating this balance can be difficult because it feels counterintuitive to step away when someone needs you. But ask yourself, what good am I to others if I'm running on empty? How would my relationships change if I allowed myself to recharge without guilt? Taking moments for yourself doesn't mean you care less. It means you value your well-being enough to be present when it truly matters. Reflect on what setting healthy boundaries might look like. Picture yourself explaining, "I need some time for myself to recharge, but I'm here for you after." This kind of honesty nurtures mutual respect and helps you show up more fully for others when you're ready. Number 8. Fear of failure and its paralyzing effects. As women age, the fear of failure can become a significant barrier, especially when considering new ventures, hobbies, or changes in career paths. Whether it's trying to start a new business, picking up a long-forgotten passion, or simply taking on a new challenge, the shadow of "what if I fail" can be paralyzing. Epictetus famously said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This wisdom emphasizes that failure isn't just an end, it's an opportunity to grow. Think about a time when you avoided trying something new because you feared failing. The fear might have saved you from discomfort, but it also kept you from potential joy and growth. The Stoics remind us that life's most valuable lessons come from failure. Each stumble is a step toward wisdom, not a mark against your worth. Emotionally, embracing failure requires a shift in mindset. Ask yourself, what would I do if I knew failure was not the end but part of the process? How would my relationships or career look if I saw mistakes as learning opportunities rather than shortcomings? Reflecting on this can open doors to new experiences you might have never considered. Imagine sharing with your family or friends, "I tried something new today, and it didn't go as planned, but I'm proud that I took the chance." This shift in attitude can inspire those around you and create an environment where mistakes are celebrated as part of growth. Number 9. The need for control. For many women, especially those balancing multiple roles, the need for control can become a hidden source of stress. Managing the details of your job, family schedules, and social life may feel like it ensures stability, but it can actually lead to exhaustion and frustration when things don't go as planned. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This lesson is vital in understanding that while preparation and care are valuable, clinging to control creates unnecessary tension. Think of a time when plans fell apart, a family gathering that didn't go as you envisioned, or a work project that hit an unexpected roadblock. How did you react? If your response was stress or anger, it likely stemmed from the need to keep everything perfectly managed. The Stoics teach that true peace comes not from controlling every aspect of life, but from adapting to change with grace. Emotionally, letting go of control feels vulnerable. Ask yourself, how much energy am I spending on trying to manage what I cannot? What would shift if I chose to focus on my response rather than the outcome? Imagine how liberating it would be to say, "I did my best, and I'll handle whatever comes next." This approach frees you from the constant pressure of perfection. Reflect on how this change in perspective could ease your daily stress and improve your interactions with others. When you let go of the need for total control, you open space for flexibility, creativity, and a more relaxed, fulfilling life. Number 10. Self-doubt and its undermining power. Even the most accomplished women can struggle with self-doubt. It creeps in during big decisions, quiet moments, and challenging days, whispering, "Are you sure you're good enough?" This hidden weakness can be pervasive, subtly eroding confidence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This idea reinforces that while self-doubt may arise, you have the power to challenge and overcome it. Think about the last time you questioned your abilities or felt like an imposter in your own life. Self-doubt might have made you hesitate to speak up in a meeting or kept you from taking a step toward a personal goal. Stoicism teaches that self-worth is not tied to external success, but to the effort and integrity behind your actions. Emotionally, overcoming self-doubt requires practice. Ask yourself, how often do I give more weight to my fears than to my strengths? What would change if I focused on what I've achieved instead of what I lack? Reflecting on this can gradually build your confidence and shift how you approach challenges. Picture waking up and telling yourself, "I am enough, not because of what I accomplish, but because of who I am." Over time, this practice can help reduce the power of self-doubt and allow you to pursue life with more courage. This internal shift encourages greater self-assurance and joy as you embrace who you are and what you bring to the world. If you related to these hidden struggles and are ready to use Stoic wisdom to transform them into strengths, start today with one principle. Which of these weaknesses resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on using ancient philosophy for modern life. Your journey toward resilience and inner peace begins now.